We welcome you to the gateway to the West. It's Fox Saturday Baseball from St. Louis, Missouri, and from Busch Stadium. As the fans make their way in, it's also the middle game of a three-game series between the San Francisco Giants and the St. Louis Cardinals. Well, the Cardinals right now find themselves total of 4.5 back of the Chicago Cubs in the Central, but things are much better for them. The season will end today. They'd be headed to a wild card spot along with the Milwaukee Brewers. We welcome you inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo along with A.J. Pierzynski. J.P. Morosi will join us in a bit. Well, this San Francisco team that comes in to take on this Cardinals team is a team that has turned around dramatically. The Cardinals, of course, fired their manager, Mike Matheny. Now, Mike Shildt takes over, and since July, this team's playing the best baseball in the National League.
Well, for all you people out there that say big league managers don't matter, ask the St. Louis Cardinals how much it matters. Since Mike Shildt has taken over this team, they've had the best record in the NL. There's been a change in attitude. There's been a change in effort. There's been just a change in the clubhouse. The Cardinals were looking for something to spark them. They thought they had a great team in spring training. And when they made the move from Mike Matheny to Mike Shildt, the talent has taken over for the Cardinals, and they find themselves today in a playoff spot.
What a disappointing season for the San Francisco Giants. You can point to injuries as the big part of it. They got a huge payroll, and today they got a guy in Derick Rodriguez, a converted outfielder who's now a pitcher, having a very good season.
You're right. If Ronald Acuna Jr. and Juan Soto weren't in the National League, Derick Rodriguez would be in the Rookie of the Year voting. He's had an amazing year. He's been one of the few bright spots for the San Francisco Giants. They love this kid. He's learned from a pretty good guy, Ivan Rodriguez, his dad that's a Hall of Fame catcher. He knows how to pitch. He's not going to overpower you. The Giants absolutely love him, and he's one of the few bright spots in a totally injury-plagued season for the Giants.
So it is the Cardinals at home, and they're playing for a postseason berth, no doubt. They're playing good baseball. A victory last night, trying to keep it going today. Middle game of the three-game series from Busch Stadium in St. Louis. It's Fox Saturday Baseball. It's 64 degrees as we get it started. Humidity at 67 degrees, and the forecast mostly cloudy for the rest of the day. Cloud covered as we get it started, and the Cardinals take the field today led by Adam Wainwright. Last time out, tremendous on Sunday. Through 6 shutout innings, allowing 2 hits. He struck out a season-high 9 in a 5-0 Cardinals win. But he's back, and he's back in a big way, AJ.
He is, and the Cardinals need him. They needed him against the Dodgers, who would come in and absolutely own the Cardinals the first bit of that series. He comes in on Sunday night and just deals against them to get them the win. But Adam Wainwright is the veteran of the staff. He's the leader of this team. It's odd to say the starting pitcher is the leader of the team, but if you ask any Cardinal, this guy is it. He's the alpha male in the clubhouse every day, and he deserves it. He's treated with respect, and well-deserved for a guy that's had a great career.
Only 6 starts, and earlier this year, before going on the DL, it looked like he may be done. But he comes back, and he's coming back strong, and he wants to pitch beyond this season as well, picking up that first win since April the 16th. He'll take on a Giants team today that is banged up, and a different looking lineup than you're used to seeing in San Francisco. Gregor Blanco lead it off. He is in center field. Joe Panik getting his first ever start at first base. Evan Longoria in his first year in a Giants uniform after being the face of the Rays. Brandon Crawford at short. Hunter Pence, this could be it for him. He is in right field. Chris Shaw is in left. Alan Hansen at second base. Aramis Garcia has been playing a little first base with Brandon Belt on the DL. Today does the catching and bats eighth, a more familiar spot for him. And it is Derick Rodriguez, the pitcher, out of the 9th spot. Time for the Ford Keys to the game.
Well, for the Giants, it's score 4. When they score 4 runs in a game, the Giants are 51-18. If they don't score 4, they're 21-64. So try and score 4. And for the Cardinals, enjoy it, Wayno. Adam Wainwright, this could possibly be his last start at Busch Stadium as a member of the Cardinals. So take it in, enjoy it, enjoy the moment. You deserve it.
It's kind of sad to see the way his season began, and obviously we now know that he was injured at the time in those starts early on when he was really struggling. And he is not done. I mean, this is a guy that's got a lot left in the tank, it appears, and it'll be fun to watch him on display today. Getting his 7th start of the year. Kind of in the midst of a meeting with himself behind the hill. Now crawls up on top, and Gregor Blanco stands in on the left side. Cloud covered Busch Stadium for day baseball. Wainwright ready with the first pitch, and it's a broken bat grounder to Munoz at second base. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the first. Let's check out the Cardinals defensively behind Adam Wainwright. Left to right in the outfield, Marcelo Zuna with Harrison Bader in center. Jose Martinez in right. Third to first in the infield, Jed Jerko at third base, Paul DeYoung at short, Jairo Munoz, who just made that play, at second, Matt Carpenter at first, and Yadier Molina, the great catcher for the Cardinals, catches Adam Wainwright today. 1 down in the first, and here is Joe Panik playing at first for the first time in his career, whether it be major leagues or minor leagues.
He was a little nervous before the game. I was talking to him and Ron Wotus, and they did some drills, and a little bit nervous first time.
I would think some footwork would be an issue and some other stuff that he's never thought about before.
People think it's easy to play first base. There's a lot that goes into it. Cutoffs. People forget about cutoffs in the outfield. Trailing runners, holding runners on. There's a lot of things that people think is easy about playing first. There's more, a lot more.
Joe Panik, very good second baseman, but shifting over there. Brandon Belt having the knee surgery recently and shut down for the year. I mean, it has been one injury after another for the Giants.
No Belt, no Posey, no Samardzija, no Johnny Cueto. This team has just been riddled with, and not little injuries either, season-ending injuries. Some stuff that carries over into next year.
So Bruce Bochy told us before the game, yeah, they've got the 2nd highest payroll in Major League Baseball and the highest in the National League, but they're all in the DL. The guys that are playing here right now are not part of that cash pool that you talk about when you talk about the amount of money the Giants have spent. This is to right center, and it's going to get down for a base hit. Martinez to play it on a hop, and Joe Panik's got himself a 1-out single.
This pitch is kind of Adam Wainwright's signature pitch, a curveball. He loves that pitch, especially with 2 strikes, so change speeds on it. Joe Panik does a beautiful job of letting it get there and just lining it into right center field for a single.
So 1 out, 1 on brings up Evan Longoria. Mentioned off the top when we were doing the lineups, and Longoria truly the face of the franchise for the Tampa Bay Rays for his career. Now in a Giants uniform, and spent about a month on the DL. Comes in with 16 home runs, but without that month probably would be in about the same area that he generally is home run wise.
It has been a down year, though. I think if you ask Longo himself, he'll tell you he's not where he thought he should be, and he expects a lot out of himself, and right now he hasn't Take away the injury, yes, but still, he's not where he should be.
How hard is it, do you think, to change teams? I know I'm talking to a guy who changed teams about 12 times in your career, but
the first time is always the hardest. Longo came up with the Rays. He thought he was going to be a Ray for life. He signed a contract three or 4 days, I think, into this big league career, a long contract, and thought he was going to be there. The first time that you change teams is when it bites you, especially that original team that drafted you, the team you came up with, the team you spent almost 10 years with, and then, wow, you get a phone call one day and you're San Francisco Giant. You almost can't go geographically farther from Tampa to San Fran and National League, American League to National League, so just a huge adjustment.
lunges after that pitch and strikes out. 2 down in the first inning. First K of the day for Adam Wainwright.
Don, you summed it up best. He was the face of the Tampa franchise. He comes here and he gets to face Adam Wainwright in this curveball that he just takes a lot off. Longo cannot. When you're hitting that pitch, Don, you see it so well out of his hand, and he throws it so slow that you can't help yourself but swing at it. You say, oh, I can kill that pitch, and the bottom just falls out of it. A curveball is a lost art in baseball.
2 down here in the first inning. It brings up Brandon Crawford. 258 average, 13 homers, and 52 RBIs for Crawford, who, because of all the injuries, generally does not hit where he's hitting right now. He's hitting in the cleanup spot for the Giants today.
Giants are aggressive. Swinging at first pitch. Every guy so far swung at the first pitch. Don't want to get to the curveball from Waino.
It appears to be the plan out of the gate today for San Francisco. We're just talking about Longoria. He was not alone in being a franchise face and coming to the Giants for the first time. He was with Andrew McCutchen. Came over here to begin the year as well, the former Pittsburgh Pirate who's since moved on. But now it is just Longoria here, and as you said, sort of a disappointing first season for him in San Fran. As they check on Panic, back to the bag at first.
And Bruce Bochy said, though, for the last month or so, he's kind of settled in and become what they thought Evan Longoria would be. Evan Longoria is not done by a long way. He's got a lot left in the tank. So next year I expect him to fully bounce back and be the player that they traded for.
Chops softly out towards Munoz at second base. He'll flip to first for the out that ends the top of the first. Giants don't score. The Cardinals are coming up. Manager who's had great results. We check out the Cardinals starting 9. It's Matt Carpenter at first with Jose Martinez in right. Paul DeYoung at short. Marcelo Zuna in left. Jed Jerko at third. Yadier Molina does the catching, batting 6th. Harrison Bader's in center. Jairo Munoz at second base, bats 8th. Adam Wainwright, the pitcher, out of the 9th spot. And Derick Rodriguez toes the rubber today for the Giants. 20th appearance, 18th start for the youngster. Former outfielder converted to pitcher. And it's gone great for him so far. He has been fun to watch.
He's a control guy, not going to overpower you. 90, 91-ish. Uses all 4 quadrants, up, down, in, out. Changes speeds. And the Giants love this kid. They love his competitiveness, and they love the feel for pitching, which in these days, if you're only throwing 91, you better be able to feel the pitch, because otherwise your velocity isn't going to help you.
Rolled over foul beyond the Cardinals dugout. As Carpenter leads it off, and Carpenter's a guy that started so slowly to the year. He was miserably put into a slump early on in the year and has played some great baseball since, to the tune of 35 home runs, 77 RBIs. A walk away from drawing 100 in consecutive seasons. It's been amazing. Very selective hitter, good hitter. Giants are shifting on him on the right side.
This guy can hit. He's always been able to hit. That's been his major tool for the Cardinals since he came up, was his hitting. He's bounced around second, third, first, just to get his bat in the lineup. Hitting leadoff, he's not your typical leadoff guy, but
that is strike 3, and Carpenter does not appreciate it at all. Chad Fairchild has the play today calling the balls and strikes, and Carpenter is mystified by that strike 3 call.
Discussed his eye, Don, and all the walks he has. This pitch is inside, trying to come back. I don't think it ever got there, but Garcia does a nice job behind the plate, presenting it for Chad Fairchild, and close enough to ring him up.
1 away for Jose Martinez.
And as a hitter, you saw Carpenter, how mad he was. You're okay if an umpire misses strike 1, strike 2, but when they ring you up and end your bat, that's when the frustration starts. And Carpenter's still barking at Chad Fairchild.
As you said, a guy who's got a pretty good nose for the strike zone and didn't feel it was a strike, but that's the way his day starts. It's a ball and a strike to Jose Martinez. Hitting over 300, coming in at 304 on the season. Tommy Pham traded away and opened up everyday spots, really, in the outfield for Bader and Martinez, getting a chance to play every day now.
Well, that's been the biggest difference for the Cardinals in this run under Mike Shildt, is the defense has improved. And Dexter Fowler broke his foot, opened up a spot, and then Tommy Pham being traded put Bader in center, Martinez in right every day, and since then the Cardinals have just taken off.
So right center field, struck pretty well. Pence on the move, will have room, gets back there shy of the track for out number 2. So 2 down here in the first inning. We talked about the turnaround here for the Cardinals. I mean, it is amazing that they said it off the top that the managers really don't make that much of a difference, but you have to argue this one did in a big way.
Managers, I never understood that argument. A manager absolutely makes a difference for players and for people in the organization. And why? You have to look at that guy every day, and you have to respect that man, and you have to enjoy being around him, and you have to also fear him a little bit. And I think if you can communicate with the players and you can tell them where they stand and they believe you, and even if you're not telling them the total truth, but they still believe you're putting them in the best position, that makes a good manager. And those people are very hard to find.
Under Mike Matheny, it appeared from the outside looking in that it was kind of a tight wound group and kind of walking on eggshells a little bit. This guy comes in, and just in his nature alone, the way he is personally, just changed the culture of this clubhouse.
He's very soft-spoken. Have you ever talked to a more soft-spoken manager in the big leagues in your life?
Never have.
It was like he didn't want to say anything to us. He just kind of answered the questions and wanted us to get out of his office as soon as possible.
Sat in his chair and wanted us to leave.
JP might have asked him some hard-hitting questions.
Yes.
You and I, we kind of took the easy road with him.
On the ground foul outside of third off the bat of Paul DeYoung. Whatever he's doing is working. This team has turned around since mid-July in a big way.
Well, I think he's just letting the players be themselves. They're playing the way they want to play. They're playing with fun, energy, a different feeling. I know I played for the Cardinals and Mike Matheny, and I remember saying, man, you guys aren't having fun. And Dexter Fowler said it when he came over here from the Cubs.
To right field, Pence on the move's not going to get to this. It'll roll to the track on the wall. DeYoung headed for 2, and he's got himself a 2-out double here in the first inning. With more on the new manager for the Cardinals, to check in with J.P. Morosi.
Well, Don, one of the key things that Mike Schultz has done here with this organization is keep it consistent from the minor leagues on up. When I spoke with Austin Gomber a couple weeks ago about what's happened here, he said it makes it so easy to be a young player and adjust when everything is the same. The atmosphere feels the same. Yes, the competition is different, but the atmosphere helps everybody thrive here in St. Louis.
They are thriving, playing to the best of their abilities. This record has turned around, and if the season were to end today, they'd be one of the 2 wildcard teams. As Marcelo Zuna now stands in. Takes the breaking ball in there for a strike.
I find that comment by JP interesting because when I came up with the Minnesota Twins, we had Tom Kelly, and everything was the same. From rookie ball, A ball, double A, triple A, the signs were the same, the lingo was the same, the communication was the same, so that when you got to the big leagues, nothing changed. You could just go play. And that's a huge advantage, especially for young players. And the Cardinals have gone kind of young, especially with their pitching staff, bullpen, and rotation. The position players are a little bit older, but the young guys they brought up, the Flahertys, these kids in the bullpen that have done the job for him, they know what to expect from Schultz because a lot of them played for him in the minor leagues with the Cardinals, and that helps.
There's Flaherty, who you mentioned. I mean, there are some guys that have certainly turned their seasons around under his tutelage here, and well, it makes sense, doesn't it, to have everything the same all the way through the system, the way you said?
It does, but not a lot of teams do it. It's one of those things that is an organizational, has to be an organizational policy from top to bottom. It has to start with the president, GM, and then work its way down. And when you have everyone on the same page, man, it makes these young guys so much more comfortable when they come up in at the big league level. All they have to worry about is competing and not the signs and not the lingo and the terminology and all that. It's just, hey, just go play like you have what got you here.
Yeah, you would think getting to the big leagues is hard enough just to be here, but to have to learn everything on the fly that is different from the minor leagues. This is popped up right side, Alan Hansen, and it'll be Panic. No, it'll be Hansen in behind Panic, who makes the catch on the right side to end the inning. The Cardinals leave a runner at second. We're scoreless after 1. Schwab, own your tomorrow. Back in St. Louis, cloud-covered day, precipitation-free to this point. And to the second inning we go with Hunter Pence leading it off and taking ball 1.
Don, let's keep that rain away, okay?
Yes, indeed. Now, Hunter Pence, who has not had a lot of playing time this year, coming off the bench a lot more than starting. But because of all the injuries, pressed into service, and This could be it for Hunter Pence as we head towards the end of this season. With what, a week left. Guy who's here for 2 of the 3 championships in that incredible 3 World Series wins run in 5 years for the Giants.
He came over here at the right time, got himself a couple rings. He's been a real stalwart for the Giants until the last couple years with injuries, but fan favorite in San Francisco, a team favorite. His teammates love him.
Yeah, you look at those 2 World Series, and it was kind of his leadership in the clubhouse and those who kind of rallied around him. In the clubhouse, in the dugout, and he'll drive this to deep left center field. Bader on the move will have room back there as he runs onto the track for out number 1. Pence known for his energy, kind of wearing his heart on his sleeve, and just a fun guy to watch over the course of his major league career.
Twig Little, the advanced scout for the Chicago White Sox, used to call him a crash test dummy. See him jumping into the wall, just does everything a little bit unorthodox, but man, does it work for him. And man, his teammates love him, firing him up before the games. Had the whole yes thing going with the crowd when they won the World Series.
Chris Shaw lifts this in the air to shallow right. Martinez coming in. Long way in for out number 2. So Shaw retired, 2 away here in the second, and that'll bring up Alan Hansen. Well, last inning we showed you Flaherty. He was warming in the pen, and of course today an earlier start, likely just a bullpen, I would imagine.
Well, he's not warming up to come in behind Waino, that's for sure. 1 inning in, but Flaherty, noon start here in San Francisco, local time, and just getting his work in. Probably didn't want him here at 9 o'clock in the morning to throw a bullpen, but has to get your work in no matter what.
J.P. Morosi confirming with the pitching coach Mike Maddox it was indeed just a bullpen out there. Played here last night, and the Cardinals were victorious in the first game. Back here for early day baseball today.
And Mike Maddox introduced me to Mike Schilt today. He didn't know that we had already met. You guys got a kick out of the fact he was calling me Anthony.
Yes, what was that about?
Mike Maddox was my pitching coach in 2013 in Texas, and we had a good relationship and good guy, and just he always called me Anthony, and there he is chewing on his seeds. He thought that was funny. He always had a nickname for people, and he liked to call them names that kind of got under their skin. So Anthony was my nickname for Mike Maddox, and he still to this day calls me that. I'll text him if he does something, and he'll right away, Anthony, you know better than that, or some smart comment. But he's a really good guy.
I thought he had you confused for somebody else when you first walked in the room. That's a swing and a miss on a pitch in the dirt. Molina's going to have to throw him out, and does, to end the inning. Second strikeout for Adam Wainwright through an inning and a half without a score from St. Louis. best a man can get. And by Verizon, now going mix and match family unlimited plans. Back at Busch Stadium in St. Louis. Festive atmosphere here today as Cardinals are trying to get to postseason baseball. Jed Jerko to deep, short, and off of Crawford. That'll trickle into left, and Jerko's on to start the inning. A very wide turn at first. Crawford normally very sure-handed down there at short. Was going to be a deep short anyway. Kind of kicks it into shallow left.
Tough play. Early swinging by Jerko. Actually goes under Brandon Crawford's glove and hits his hand, his bare hand. Kicks down in the left field corner, but not far enough for Jerko to go to second base. Nice effort by Crawford, but even if he comes up with that cleanly, I'm not sure if he throws him out. He'll tell you he would have, though.
Guy who's generally very capable at shortstop, to say the least. Lead runner on and Jed Jerko.
Probably the best shortstop in the National League defensively.
Here's Yadier Molina with one on, tries to drop the bunt down, and it goes foul. Well, as a former great catcher yourself, 6th all time in games caught, what's your respect level like for Yadier Molina?
Very high. Having played with him, having been a teammate of his, and seeing how he goes about it every day and how much he wants to be out there every day. They always say the best ability is availability, and no one's more available than Yadier Molina on a daily basis. Noon game after a night game last night, no doubt in his mind he would be out there, and I'm jealous because I love that.
This is blocked by Garcia, gets behind him, not far enough for Jerko to try it. How big a part is he of this pitching staff, Yadier Molina?
Well, I always joked that he was running the organization when I played here.
So
he had more power than anybody did. It was amazing. I remember Mike Matheny would go to him and be like, hey, what do you think about changing pitchers? And he'd be like, yes or no, and who do you think we should go with? So he was doing a lot then, and I'm sure with Mike Schilt, goes to him for advice and to talk to him about guys, but he's running this pitching staff. No one shakes him off. Nobody does anything. It's just his game.
I expected an honest answer from you. What I got was a lot more than that.
Well, ask and you shall receive.
Well, I got it all there. Molina here with Jerko at first, and that is low. No advance for Jerko at first base.
A couple nice stops by Garcia in this at bat. One that he kind of olayed at, and the second one textbook.
Sun pokes through here for the first time today as we get a look at this.
This is how you're supposed to do it. Perfect position, right into his glove. Sure, there's a catching coach out there saying he should have had his glove on the ground, but he played it perfectly. Didn't get an advance from the runner.
Jerko's going as Molina's swinging and sending one out to right field. Hunter Pence come in a few steps to grab out number one. Let's go to Mike Hill in the studio for a game break. All right, Mike, thanks very much. Check out the NL East standings, and saw the Atlanta Braves last weekend. They've got a 7.5 game lead over the Philadelphia Phillies. The win today, they clinch the NL East. Brian Snitker's team. It's Harrison Bader showing bunt but taking a strike.
Bader the Gator on College Football Saturday here. Went to the University of Florida. Been a huge, huge plus for this team. Offensively, yes, but defensively, patrolling center field has been amazing.
Very good speed. Will pop. 12 home runs on the year for him. As I mentioned, with Tommy Pham gone, chance to play every day.
Don, we did the Braves game last weekend in Atlanta, and I said to Brian Snicker, congratulations, you guys won the division. He wanted no part of it.
Nope.
Well, they win that game today, they can pop the champagne and celebrate.
Drops in for strike two. Breaking ball for Rodriguez, who comes in with a record of 6 and 4 individually. Nifty 2.30 earned run average. 20th appearance, 18th start for the right-hander and former outfielder. On the ground again by the dive of Crawford at short into left. Jerko takes second on the base hit for Harrison Bader. Cardinals have 2 on with 1 away.
Just nice placement here. Fastball up out over the plate, gets on top of it. And Bader Tots, as he's known around here in St. Louis, even has personalized license plates on his cards that say Bader Tots. Single through the hole past Crawford. That's something I can see you doing, Don. Having personalized license plate, Dono or Orsillo, something like that, and cruising around in Coronado out there in San Diego.
I haven't done that yet. I find that if you're to do that, it kind of draws attention to yourself, and I'm trying to avoid that. 1 out, first and second. Jairo Munoz coming up. Did you have the license plates, AJ,
no.
or anything else?
No, because like you said, I played for so many teams. A lot of times they were trying to run me out of town, so I wanted nothing. I drove the most inconspicuous car and everything I could find. Had a disguise when I walked around.
How many teams is it exactly?
Only 7.
That's it?
Yeah. Nowhere close to like Edwin Jackson, who's on like 29, I think. Who's with the A's now.
Munoz fouls it off, evens up here at 1-1. Cardinals trying to get something done here in the second inning. Runners at first and second, 1 away.
I cannot look at Derick Rodriguez without seeing his father. His face, like the expressions on his face, man. I just see his dad, his Hall of Fame dad, Ivan Pudge Rodriguez, every time I look at it. Minus the hair. Pudge had no hair.
I was going to say a lot more moss. Line to left. Shaw coming in and over will make the catch. Well off second base was Jerko, but he will get back. About halfway there to third base. No man's land for a moment. But gets back on the lineup by Munoz. 2 down here in the second inning.
And I think he surprised Shaw. Jerko was so far off. Shaw didn't catch that ready to throw. He didn't realize that Jerko slipped and fell, and if he would have come up firing, he might have had a chance out.
Two on, 2 down in the pitcher. Adam Wainwright standing in, 0 for 9 at the plate. In his 13 years in the majors, a 201 average. He does have 10 home runs, though.
He thinks he's a hitter. Watch Adam Wainwright take batting practice. Watch his approach at the plate. This guy thinks he's a purebred 300 Hall of Fame hitter all the time.
Trying to help out his own cause here in the second inning. Slaps it foul off to the right out of play. Mentioned the 10 home runs for him, and you're right, he thinks he's a hitter, partially because he can hit a little bit.
He can hit a little bit. I won't give him too much credit, but he can hit a little bit. And man, he loves to talk. When he gets a hit, he loves to talk about how good of a hitter he is. It's great. Guys get fired up when Waino gets a hit.
He's down 0-2. And he sends one into left field for a base hit. Jed Jerko being waved around, not running all that hard. It is cut off. Run will score, and they will get Bader hung up. I think if they let that get through, Jerko is probably out at the plate. And they cut it off.
It's going to be close.
Cardinals will take it, though. They jump out on top 1-0 at the end of 2. AL wildcard on TBS. And October 4th, the National League Division Series begins on FS1 and the Fox Sports app. It'll be here before you know it. Adam Wainwright driving in the game's first run, helping himself out. We're talking about his offense, and there it is.
Right on cue. Thanks, Waino. Thanks for making us look good, talking about how good of a hitter you are. And he hit a home run his first major league at bat. How about that?
I looked up, and when Osuna got to that ball, or rather when Shaw got to that ball in left field, it looked like they're going to have a play on Jerko at the plate, who was not running as hard as he could. This one by the third baseman, Jerko. Down the left field line into the corner. Ozuna over to play it. Garcia headed for second base and has got himself a stand-up double to begin things here in the third inning.
Base hit, bullet by Waino. Hit his heart, as you can hit a line drive. Shaw comes up firing. That ball goes through. There's a good chance they have a play at the plate, but Harrison Bader actually did a great job of stopping and making them get the out. And Garcia just lines it right past Jerko. Jerko a little mad. Thought he should have had it, but balls hit that hard and you're that close. It's tough.
So Garcia at second base, start things here in the third inning. And Derick Rodriguez was not sure of the sign, so he is going to confer here.
I'll tell you what the sign is, Don. Bunt.
He's getting it verbally.
Let's see, the Cardinals defense is a little bit off right now. That's why he's questioning it, because the shortstop, the Young, is way over towards the hole. Jerko, the third baseman's way in. Carpenter's way in. So they're expecting a bunt, and Derick Rodriguez is thinking, maybe I can swing. But according to Bruce Bochy, he thought he'd be a better hitter than he was, seeing that he was a position player originally.
6 sacrifice bunts here for Rodriguez, and he backs out as Wainwright spins around, no throw.
That's the veteran savvy of Wainwright. He knows they just had a meeting. He's not sure. He thinks he's going to bump, but you do the inside move and see if he'll tip his hand, and Rodriguez did not.
In at the corners, and he's swinging away for strike one.
Now he's got to bunt. Now he absolutely has to bunt. You get one free swing there with the infield like that. Cardinals haven't changed their defense. He's got to bunt.
Takes the strike, and it's 0-2. They are not listening to A.J. Brzezinski.
That's why Bruce Bochy has 3 World Series titles as a manager. Now, if he strikes out and does the move the runner over, then you can look back and say, man, maybe he should have bunted.
Now he is squaring as they charge in, and he pulls it back for ball 1.
See, now the problem is he's going to have to hit a curveball or bunt a curveball, whereas the first 2 are fastballs, and hey, those are a little easier to bunt than Adam Wainwright's curveball.
Pickoff play at second, but Munoz was not near the bag. Wainwright throws over there anyway, and Garcia able to get back without a problem.
Well, that's just the show. Again, see if he's bunting or not. Veteran guy out there on the mound in Wainwright. Let's just see if he'll tip his hand.
Charging from the corners again on a 1-2 pitch. And it is on the ground to Munoz. Looks to third, but he'll go to first as Garcia takes third base. 1 down in the inning. So he does end up moving the runner along, even though he did not bunt to get the runner along.
A nice at bat by the youngster. Gets him over, swings, almost had a base hit, and I thought Munoz was going to come up firing to third. He would have had a play. It would have been really close if he would have come up firing, but chose to take the easy out. Now the infield comes in.
So 1 down, Garcia 90 feet away. And the top of the order, Gregor Blanco coming up. Grounded out to second base in the first inning, 0 for 1. As Wainwright now goes second time through this Giants order. It's a Giants team that opened September with an 11-game losing streak, really ending any chance of qualifying for the postseason at that point. The injuries really started to mount, especially to the starting rotation. And The last 2 years, the Giants as a team have really just been injury marred and disappointing for a Giants team spending a lot of money.
Well, they expect to win in San Francisco. They sell out almost every game. The fans there are crazy. They're passionate about Giants baseball, and they expect to win, especially after 3 World Series and a nice run. But they're older now.
It's like they got old in a hurry.
They did. It's weird because a lot of the guys you think about, they don't seem that old. Samardzija and Johnny Cueto and Buster Posey and Brandon Belt, they're not. It's not like they're 35, 36, 37 years old. They're kind of right at the middle to end of their prime years, and it just hurts when you lose guys of that caliber for the season. Not for 10 days. You lose them for months.
Blocked by Molina. And it evens at 2-2 to Blanco. Bruce Bochy has a year remaining on his contract. Likely a Hall of Fame manager with 3 World Championships while at the helm here of the Giants. You wonder if he will be back next year. He said he would like to be back.
Of course, he's under contract. He wants to be back. He wants to finish this out and see what they can do next year if they all get healthy.
JP, your thoughts on this Giants team and what direction they're heading in?
Well, Don, ownership has not said yet if Bruce Bochy or Brian Sabian, Bobby Evans, the key baseball operations executives, will be back in their same roles in 2019. So a lot of uncertainty for this Giants team. And as you mentioned, the second largest payroll in baseball, and a relatively small percentage of it is coming off the books after this year. So the maneuverability of improving this roster, very much a question in San Francisco.
Do you think that Bruce Bochy would be the kind of manager who would hang around for a complete rebuild, or is there a possible complete rebuild at all?
Well, Don, that's a great question, because the method of the Giants' operation for so long, and Larry Baird, the president, has said this before, it's win and develop at the same time. It's been that way for this franchise for this entire decade almost, but now that model, the question of sustainability of it is coming into play here. It's a great question about if Bruce Bochy wants to stay around. All we know is he says he wants to be back next year, even though he knows there could be some pretty substantial changes coming.
A big strikeout of Blanco, and Joe Panik bats now with a runner at third and 2 down. Panik with a single in the first inning to right. 2 hits so far for the Giants off Adam Wainwright, and one of them coming this inning.
Well, that at bat with Blanco, we just saw how Adam Wainwright can use his curveball at different speeds to get guys out. Just absolutely made Gregor Blanco look really bad with different speed curveballs, different breaks, different shapes, and got the big strikeout.
Double started this inning for Aramis Garcia. Took third on the ground out by the pitcher Derick Rodriguez. Blanco strikes out. Now 1-2 to Joe Panik is ball 2, and another good sprawling play by Molina to block it with that runner at third base.
Nice stop by Yadier Molina. This is why one day there's a good chance he goes to Cooperstown. Just textbook, picture perfect. Ball drops about 3 inches in front of him.
Pitch 40 on the day coming up for Wainwright. 2 starts off the DL and back from rehab's been in the 80 pitch mark area, and that he thought was strike 3, but instead it's ball 3.
What gave it away, Don? The fact that he walked halfway to the dugout, or that he stared down Chad Fairchild behind home plate?
Either, really.
Oh, that's a good pitch. Yachty tries to bring it back just a little bit. Fox Box has it as a strike, just on the corner.
Payoff pitch, and it's a bloop to right center field. Oncoming is Bader, won't get there. Drops in, and this game is tied. Garcia from third scores, so instead of strike 3 for Wainwright, it's an RBI single for Panik to center, and it's 1-1. Wainwright hates it.
Heck yeah, he hates it. He thought he had him punched out. Thought the inning was over. Thought he got out stalling a leadoff double, but Panik again gets a curveball, just places it out in center field. Waino begging a little bit for someone to catch it, and he wants to give the umpire a stare down, but held himself back a little bit, which is what veteran guys do. Unlike me, Don, I just tell him to go away for a while, and Wainwright held his emotions.
Evan Longoria standing in with 2 down. How many career ejections did you have, do you know?
10, I think.
That's not bad. I would have gone over on that.
11 if you count spring training.
Down to third to the backhand for Jerko. Cross the diamond to first, and that'll wrap up the top of the 3rd inning. But the Giants get a run, tie the score 1-1. Wainwright's going to say some stuff as he heads to the dugout to the home plate umpire, Chad Fairchild. It's 1-1. Top of the order, Matt Carpenter. A strikeout victim in the first. He went looking. He's not pleased with Chad Fairchild, nor is his starting pitcher, Adam Wainwright, who said some things to Fairchild on the way off, but right down the dugout steps to the clubhouse. This is lined to right over the shift. Hunter Pence over to play it, but Carpenter aboard with a leadoff single that starts the Cardinals' 3rd inning.
It's only appropriate that Matt Carpenter and Adam Wainwright both disagree with Chad Fairchild. They're the best of friends in that clubhouse, and both letting him have it. So they might have talked in the dugout and said, man, this guy got me my at-bat. Now Waino's thinking, man, this guy got me in the at-bat to panic to lead to the run.
Neither big fans of the work of Chad Fairchild today.
Those poor umpires, they can do nothing right. I feel bad for him.
Carpenter at first, Jose Martinez. Sure you do. Yes. Martinez flied out to right in the 1st inning. How did you get thrown out of a spring training game? That just hit me, of the 11 ejections in your career.
Well, first of all, it was Joe West, so that adds something. Joe West used to always, he lived in Orlando when I was with the Braves, so he liked to get home early. We were playing a game against the Yankees, and it was on ESPN. It was a spring training televised national game. He wouldn't call a strike. We had a young kid. It was Fulton Evans. He was pitching. He would not call a strike. They had Tanaka. The strike zone was gigantic. About the 4th, 5th inning, we're 3 hours in.
Runner goes, grounder right side. Hansen has no play at second and throws to first for the out. He started the runner, and that worked out well for the Cardinals.
So 4th, 5th inning, I guess it is. We're about 3 hours in, and I'm just tired of Joe West not calling strikes. So I get mad. Brian McCann's the hitter. And he throws a pitch, ball, and I say, Joe, come on, we're going to be here all night. It's already 9 o'clock, and we're in the 5th inning. And ball, another ball, and I go, come on, Joe. And he goes, you want that to be called a strike? I go, yeah, we need that to be a strike. Brian McCann starts laughing, and Joe doesn't say anything. He just walks over to the dugout, Freddie Gonzalez, and says, your catcher's not playing nice in the sandbox. You need to replace him. So I just walk off, and I'm like, all right, Joe, I'm going to go have a beer. I'll be home in 10 minutes because I live 10 minutes from the Braves. Enjoy your next 2 hours. And he got a kick out of it. But we got him back. We got him back the next game. He used to go from home plate to the left field wall at the Braves Stadium. And he would run right. He wouldn't change. He'd just run right out the left center wall because you had to park behind the left center fence. So we locked the gate so he couldn't get out. So he stood on the gate and pounded the wall for like 10 minutes until finally he had to walk around and get the key from the groundskeeper because we locked the gate on him.
Carpenter at second with 1 down. Paul DeYoung. Check swing. No check, and it's a ball and a strike. DeYoung with a double in the 1st inning. Cardinals out hitting the Giants 5-3, but it's the Giants who have tied this game with a run in the top half of this, the 3rd inning. Leadoff single by Carpenter. They started him. So when Jose Martinez grounded out to Alan Hansen at second base, because they had him in motion, Carpenter was able to get to second and into scoring position for the Cardinals.
Hit and run, well executed by the Cardinals. Another 2 feet to the right, and it's probably 1st and 3rd, no outs, but Hansen made a nice play on it.
To right center field. This will get down. From second comes Carpenter. Blanco gets it back in, but it's an RBI single for DeYoung, and the Cardinals have their lead back on top 2-1. Second hit of the afternoon for DeYoung.
Good piece of hitting. Ball trying to be in, runs back over the plate, gets jammed a little bit. Just throws it out there in right center field for an easy RBI.
One down, DeYoung at first base. Cardinals back on top here, 2-1, and there's Marcell Ozuna popped out to second base in the 1st inning. Ozuna coming over from the Marlins. They made all those trades and changes to begin this season.
Derek Jeter trying to start. He talked about a rebuild for the Giants. The Marlins fans and people have heard it before, but they are in a full rebuild. Christian Yelich, chance at MVP in the National League.
Stanton, Yelich, Ozuna, all the guys who were in the outfield before, no longer in Miami, and Ozuna comes here.
3 pretty darn good players right there. Stanton MVP last year in the National League. Yelich has a shot this year. Ozuna's been a nice fit here for the Cardinals.
First time Aramis Garcia has been out to talk to Derick Rodriguez. Ozuna, March through July at 266. Cents hitting at 320. 13 home runs from March to July, 9 cents, but hitting for a better average. RBI production early, very good. Giants double play depth in the middle infield with 1 out and 1 on. And Ozuna down to third, picked by Longoria, who go to second for 1, on to first for 2. Nice play by Longoria down there at third base. He starts the 5-4-3 double play. They go around the horn on a good pick at third by Longoria. Cardinals take a 2-1 lead. the fourth inning back in St. Louis. It's time for Flipping the Switch, sponsored by Boost Mobile. 49 years to the day. 1969 versus the Padres. Joining Babe Ruth, Willie Mays becomes a second member of the 600 home run club on a seventh inning home run against the Padres. And he's finished his career with 660 career home runs.
I saw Barry Bonds, his godson, hit a 700th home run against the Padres, and Jake Peavy.
Fourth inning, and Brandon Crawford leading it off. Down 0-2. It's Crawford, Pence, and Shaw. 4, 5, and 6 featured here for the Giants, who now trail by a run. Jammed him, and a little pop-up to Jerko at third base for out number 1. Crawford retired, and that'll bring up Hunter Pence.
That was off his knuckles. Cutter in. Gets in on you. Veteran guys, they know how to pitch. Two-seamer coming back, just jams him. And that is a bad feeling as a hitter. Full swing, and the ball barely goes 90 feet.
Now here is Hunter Pence. Been fun to watch over the years. I guess his swing is not one that you would teach as far as instructors go to young kids.
There's a lot of things. His throwing motion, his practice swing, which is the best in baseball. His regular swing is just everything he does is unorthodox, and somehow he gets the barrel to the ball. Leg kick, lunge in, spread out. Just everything you probably wouldn't tell your son to do, but it works for Hunter Pence. He's had an amazing career.
So it's all wrong, but right for Pence during the course of his career, and that goes right down to the pant leg right above the knee. It's an interesting look.
He almost has, looks like football pants on. Barely cover the knee, socks all the way up.
It's definitely his look.
Choked up on the bat. One batting glove only, bottom hand batting glove only. Whatever works.
There's a lot of stuff going on with Hunter Pence.
A lot of flair.
A lot of motion, movement. Fouls it off, stays alive here. I mentioned the choking up on the bat. It's significant.
Nobody does this anymore. But that's 3 inches. It's amazing. 3-4 inches that he can do that. Just trying to put the ball in play.
Swing and a miss, and that's a fastball by him. 5 strikeouts for Wainwright. Let's go to Mike Hill in the studio for a game break. All right, Mike, back here in St. Louis, where the Cardinals have taken a 2-1 advantage. Wainwright's got 2 outs here in the 4th inning. And it's Chris Shaw flied out to right field in the 2nd inning, 0 for 1. Wainwright taking on another rookie pitcher today in Rodriguez. 35 times over his Cardinals career, he's faced a rookie. He's 21-11 during that time. This guy who loves pitching here. 79 wins at Busch Stadium, 43 losses at this ballpark, which opened in 2006. Making him the only pitcher with more than 40 wins at this venue. He's got a total of 104 quality starts here, twice as many as any other pitcher. And he misses in to even the count at 2-2.
I know he was a Brave originally when he was drafted, but it is just hard to see him, if he decides to continue to pitch after this year, in any other uniform. He's a Cardinal.
Strike 3 to Shaw on the swing, back-to-back Ks, 6 in all. He's through 4. It's 2-1 Cardinals. Bottom of the fourth inning, Jed Jerko leads it off here for the Cardinals and takes strike one from Derick Rodriguez. Into his fourth inning of work. Jerko with an infield hit in the second inning. Come around to score. Jerko with 11 home runs on the year. And down 1-2. There's a fastball at 91 from Rodriguez. Rodriguez with a 2.30 earned run average coming in. That's in 109 1/3 innings. Grounded to short, and Brandon Crawford. One down here in the fourth inning. It's time for the Gatorade Proven Performance. We go back to the 2006 NLCS. Game 7, Yadier Molina. Game-winning home run as it turned out in the top of the ninth inning. Wainwright freezes Carlos Beltran for the final out. Yadier Molina's 15th season, tied for longest active tenure with one team. Adam Wainwright, 14th season, tied for second longest active tenure with one team. Quite a battery.
Pretty amazing. Yadier Molina and Adam Wainwright, man. That 2006 Cardinals team, probably the most unlikely team to win a World Series ever. 83 wins, I think, the lowest total ever. They beat J.P. Morosi's Tigers in the World Series.
Crawford again, and there's two down here in the fourth inning.
But this is their 240th career start, Yadier Molina and Adam Wainwright. The most in Cardinal history, and possibly their last ever here at Busch Stadium. It's kind of a great day for Adam Wainwright, but also a sad day if this happens to be his last start as a Cardinal here in Busch Stadium, which hopefully it's not.
You mentioned the 83 wins to just get to the postseason, and then to win it all. I guess it's really all about getting there. That's it. See what happens.
We played those guys. We played in 2006 when I was with the White Sox. We played the Cardinals in Chicago. We beat them. We swept them in 3 games. We beat them like 35-2 in 3 games. It was so bad, Tony La Russa accused us of stealing signs from their pitchers. We beat them that bad. And then they went out and won the World Series that same year. And I'm like, man, I can't believe this team even made the playoffs. They kind of snuck in, got hot. Next thing you know, they're celebrating and having a parade downtown here in St. Louis.
Harrison Bader takes strike 2. Rodriguez getting the benefit of the doubt on that strike call.
And Adam Wainwright's in the dugout going, man, where's that pitcher when I'm out there? This guy's a rookie. I got 14 years. Chad Fairchild, give me those.
Shift on the left side on Bader. And a check swing foul, hangs at 1-2. Alan Hansen, the second baseman, has moved to the left side to join Crawford and Longoria. Defense against Harrison Bader. Panic can feel a little bit more at home over there now towards second base, where he normally is. The end of the shift. Hansen, the second baseman of the backhand, gets a long throw there in time. It wraps up the fourth inning from St. Louis with the Cardinals on top 2-1. To the fifth we go.
Be humble. Sit down.
baseball and softball participation, making play opportunities available and fun for everyone. To learn more, go to playball.org. It's the 5th inning in St. Louis, and the Cardinals have a 2-1 lead. Bottom third of the Giants order anticipated in the inning. Alan Hansen, Ramos Garcia, and the pitcher spot in Derick Rodriguez. Wainwright back out there, and that's ball 2, 2-0.
Adam Wainwright's success is based on his curveball. The spin rate, which is all the rage is now in stats, 2017, 2,600. Last game, 2,650, and today it's about the same. He's thrown 60 pitches, and he's thrown 26 curveballs. So about 1 out of every 2 pitches from Adam Wainwright is a curveball. When he needs a strikeout, he needs a strike, or he just needs a good pitch, you can almost guarantee that Adam Wainwright and Yadi Molina are going to throw a curveball. And here comes another one right on cue. No, he shook to a cutter in. Here's what a curveball looks like to a big league hitter. They see it out of the hand as a strike and just watch the bottom fall out. Not even a great hitter like Evan Longoria can lay off of it. You see it as a strike so quick and the bottom falls out.
Takes a hack at the 3-1 full count.
3-1 curveball. Needed a strike. Knew the guy was swinging. What does Waino do? Drops a nice 73-mile-an-hour curveball. Last thing you're looking for as a hitter is a ball that slow on 3-1 count.
Slaps it foul. We'll do it again, 3-2. Hansen was a strikeout victim in the second. Speaking of strikeouts, career for Wainwright coming in 1,610 strikeouts. Trails only Bob Gibson with over 3,117 franchise history. There's another one. I think it's 6 today, and the second time that Hansen's down by way of the K. 1 down.
Another curveball. Just another curveball here from Adam Wainwright. Looks like a big fat rutabaga coming in there to hit. Starts right in his eyes. Just can't lay off of it. It's amazing. Back in the old days, they used to say that a curveball was an optical illusion. Until we actually got TV and people realized, hey, it actually does break.
To short, rounding in behind it is DeYoung. Runs a bit and then throws, and it's late. Dug out by Carpenter on the other side. DeYoung kind of rounded it to get in a good throwing position. Then he got it and continued to run before he threw, and the hesitation cost him.
Just a slight bobble by DeYoung. Tough play in the hole. Just can't get enough on it to get Garcia, who's hustling the whole way down the line.
It is a hit for Garcia, and he's now 2 for 2 in the game.
See, that's where, is that really a hit? I know he didn't bobble it and drop it, but they're going to look at it because it was close. He's safe.
It was close.
I think he's safe. If Carpenter wouldn't ate so much salsa and he just would have stretched a little bit more, he might have been out. But
Cardinals are challenging here. Play at first base. Here's the foot down. It's in the cylinder.
Oh, man. I would say he's out. I thought he was safe originally, but originally called safe. They don't like to change their minds.
It's a review here for the Cardinals. First base umpire Roberto Ortiz made the call. Crowd thinks he's out. We'll see. They're going to switch headsets.
They couldn't hear out of one headset, so they. Another view.
Can't tell if the foot's down or not.
False. One of the big false rules in baseball, the tie does not go to the runner.
See, I got him out there.
He's out that angle.
And again, the call on the field is safe. Is there enough there to overturn it?
I want to know why they switched headsets.
It's a great question. Maybe we should switch headsets.
Can we get JP? JP, can you find out why they switched headsets, please?
You got an answer. He is safe. Call stands, and the Cardinals lose their challenge. One more look.
Well done. It clearly doesn't matter what you or I think.
Nope. Never has really, though.
The rule is as soon as it touches the glove, right? So his glove's there, his foot's not on the base. I blame.
That's the way I saw it.
Ben, the guy who does the video replay for the Cardinals down there, he's going to get an earful after this game.
Calling him out.
Yeah, he does the 50-50, so he might have went 60-40 on that.
It's Derick Rodriguez for the second time today. Grounded out first time and a throw to first. Let's get a look and see what Rodriguez was going to do. This time he did square.
Squared early.
Jerko in at third. Carpenter holding the runner on, but he'll be heading in too. And he drops it down the first baseline. It'll be Carpenter who will apply the tag and the sacrifice complete. 3 unassisted, and it gets Garcia into scoring position.
Good job by Rodriguez there on a curveball, getting the bunt down to first just like you're supposed to. With the third baseman in, you have to bunt the ball to first. Does a great job. So way to go, get high fives, advance the runner twice now, and Garcia scores here, gets an earned run. Adam Wainwright might be giving that death stare to the scorer here because that questionable hit or error changes some things.
Very. Gregor Blanco fouling it off to the left out of play. 0 for 2 today. Grounded out to second and struck out swinging. Struck out with a runner at third back in the third inning. One of the big strikeouts for Wainwright today, who has 6 of them, working here with 2 down in the 5th inning. Well, the Cardinals finished the season with their main competition in the race for the postseason. They really kind of controlled their own destiny. 3-game series with the Brewers, and then they travel to Wrigley for a 3-game set against the Cubs. Munoz at second base will throw out Blanco. We are halfway through from St. Louis with the Cardinals on top 2-1. Check out the NL playoff contenders, and nothing has been finished yet. We take a look across the National League, and Braves, if they win today, could wrap up the NL East. But it's wide open and fun to watch here down the stretch run of the last week. Cardinals have a 2-1 lead over the Giants, and it's to the bottom of the 5th inning we go. And Look at the standings right now as it stands. Braves with a win today and win the East. Cubs with a 1.5 lead over the Brewers. Dodgers 1.5 over the Rockies, and wild card Cardinals and Brewers right now. The word to end today, but it's not going to end today.
You said nothing's wrapped up?
No.
The East is wrapped up.
East is wrapped up.
The East has been wrapped up ever since the Phillies decided not to win a game there for a while and the Braves got hot. So the East has been decided for a few days now, probably a little over a week. And yes, the other ones are still in question, which makes for great baseball down the stretch.
Munoz didn't like that call at all from Chad Fairchild. And Cardinals have not enjoyed Fairchild's strike zone today.
Yeah, the whole Cardinals organization
Yes.
right now is yelling at Chad Fairchild.
Munoz now, Wainwright next, and then Carpenter. It's 8-9-1 for St. Louis here in the 5th inning. Munoz lined out to left first time up. Now he strikes out to open up the bottom of the 5th inning. It's the second strikeout for Rodriguez. We saw the standings. Question is, what's the schedule like for the teams that are vying for spots in the postseason? We mentioned these Cardinals. They're still going to play Milwaukee and Chicago, so really controlling their own destiny there. A chance to go head to head.
Well, the Brewers are in, I believe, either wild card or division. The Cardinals, they have a tough schedule. Versus Milwaukee and at the Cubs, that's tough. But the Rockies, their schedule lines up perfect because after today, Philly and Washington both could be eliminated, and they're playing two teams with nothing to play for, and that makes a huge difference, especially in Colorado.
Arizona also in the mix there for Colorado, and Arizona really has fallen off. They're losing at the wrong time, it appears, this year. And the bullpen
last year they won every game they needed to win, and this year it's been the opposite.
In the midst of a series right now with the Rockies going head to head, but this is a drive to deep left field off the bat of Adam Wainwright, but it won't have enough. Dies out there. Shaw, short of the warning track, makes the catch. I thought, and I think Wainwright thought, that had more than it did.
He did. He's going to go back in the dugout and be a little frustrated because he's going to tell everybody that he hit that ball well, and he did.
I had gone.
When he hit it, and I saw the left fielder turn his back, absolutely thought it was gone.
Ended up well short.
At Waino's advanced age now, though, the ball doesn't carry like it used to for these pitchers. Good swing, though. He has driven in a run today, so.
Didn't get to the warning track.
Oh, Waino. He's going to hear about that after the game, I promise.
2 down here in the 5th inning. Matt Carpenter. Well, had it been 96 degrees here like it had been just a couple of days ago, maybe 66 degrees at game time today.
And Busch Stadium is probably one of the fairest ballparks for hitting and pitching in the big leagues today.
Down to first, and Joe Panik in his first game there handles that, tags the bag, and Cardinals are gone to the 5th. To the 6th we go. It's 2-1 St. Louis. Today's telecast is sponsored by the well-connected 2019 MKC and by Boost Mobile. Get the best value in national prepaid wireless. Easy to switch, easy to save. The gateway to the West back in St. Louis. There's no mistaking it as we head to the 6th inning. Adam Wainwright back out there for the 6th inning, and he's got a 2-1 lead as he works here into the 6th. 4 hits, just the 1 run that came back in the 3rd inning. RBI single by Joe Panik. Hasn't walked anybody in 6 strikeouts on the day.
Just a pitching clinic here by Adam Wainwright. Changing speeds, showing the fastball, getting the outs with the curveball. One of the few guys that's been able to handle him. Joe Panik, both hits on curveballs.
Tries to bunt his way on, and it's foul ball.
This is how you get it done as a veteran guy that doesn't have the velocity that people are looking for nowadays. Change speeds, change brakes on your curveballs. Curveball, curveball, curveball. All these guys are out in front. Hunter Pence a fastball by him, and then back to the curveball.
In the air, foul.
Curveball is really a lost pitch these days. The Phillies, I know, are a team that really like the curveball, but most teams now are hard fastball, hard slider, split. If you can throw a curveball, throw it for strikes the way Adam Wainwright does, it is hard to hit.
His 3rd start back off the DL, and our first look at him, and well, he looks like the Wainwright of old in some ways. A guy who's got a lot left, it's clear.
Absolutely. His last 2 starts have been really, really good.
Jumping back out of the way of ball 3.
Curveball. Full count. Doesn't want to walk him. He's going to throw a curveball. I would. Just showed him inside. Just showed Joe Panik inside. Nope, cut her in.
JP, what do you think the manager, Mike Schilt, thinks of the future of Adam Wainwright?
Well, Dan, I asked Mike Schilt today if Adam is acting like the pitcher who's maybe winding things down or thinking about retirement. He said no. He's hearing Adam Wainwright talking a lot about competing. He loves that competition.
Down to first. Will it be in St. Louis?
Well, that's a great question, because we talked down about the Cardinals staff right now. 7 rookie pitchers right now on the active roster. So the Cardinals have that internal depth where maybe they could go with a younger group, but they love Adam's influence on the young staff. Austin Gomber told me a couple weeks ago that even when Wainwright was on the disabled list, even when he wasn't traveling with the team, the younger pitchers were getting text messages and feedback. And then when the Cardinals came back from road trips, he'd sit there side by side with young pitchers going over the finer points of their game. And Austin made the point to me that he said, listen, he wasn't looking at us young guys as players coming in to take his job. We were looking at it all together as how can we get better as a team, and that is what Wainwright brings to the Cardinals.
That's pretty impressive.
He is an impressive human being. He is a great, great teammate. I can't stress that enough. Getting the opportunity to play with him, catch him, it was just amazing what he did on a daily basis.
Fouled off to the right. It seems the game has changed in that area as well. That remember a time when rookies arrived that were not treated all that well by the veterans. They were taking their jobs in some instances, but now it seems that some are taking them under their wing, and the welcoming is a little better.
You have to. Baseball has become a young man's sport, so as a veteran guy, if you want to stick around, you better take the young guys, because if not, you're going to hear about it from the organization. And it's the changing of the guard in baseball. It's young guys. They're pushing young guys because of the numbers, and they say, once you hit 28, you're over the hill. Well, heck, why? Because some numbers say that, but no. There is a place for veteran guys, and Adam Wainwright is the perfect example on the Cardinals.
So you were over the hill for quite some time then.
I was over the hill my whole career, if you ask some people. But
19 major league seasons.
Yeah, 19. But Waino, I think what JP, to reiterate what he said, the way he goes about it and what he shows the younger players, there's definitely a place. Michael Walker's still on this team. People forget he's the old man. He's another old man. Came up in 2013, so he's on the disabled list. But Adam Wainwright, are having him around every day, and the way he goes about it, and the way he can show these young kids how to pitch, but not only pitch, but to prepare and to be ready every 5th day. You can't replace that. There's no numbers that can replace what Adam Wainwright does on a daily basis.
Longoria to right field. Jose Martinez in a few steps for out number 2 with the 6th inning. Four in a row retired by Wainwright. 3 on the ground and a fly out to right. Brings up Brandon Crawford. 0 for 2 day for the Giants shortstop. He's grounded out to second and popped out to third base. Not much of a breeze here today at Busch Stadium. If anything, a little bit in. Flags in left center. As pop up foul ground has Yadier Molina coming back, but no play.
Fall is in the air, Don.
Yeah, it is.
It's nice. It's been hot.
Especially here. 96 degrees the other day.
We're going to be on competing stations for the playoffs. You on TBS, myself on Fox.
That'll be fun postseason, won't it?
It's going to be great.
Nothing like the postseason.
It's the best. You play 162 games plus 6 weeks of spring training. That's why I never understood why people are like, oh, they celebrated a division title or a wild card. It is hard to get there. And it is not like other sports where 16 teams make the playoffs out of 30. There's 10 teams. And 2 of those teams go home after 1 game. So yes, you celebrate it, you enjoy it.
Line down the right field line foul.
Because it doesn't happen all the time. The Yankees of all those years and the Braves of all those years going, it just doesn't happen because the windows are so small and the margins are so small.
Well, the Giants felt that way. 5-year period, winning it 3 times. Think about that. Not just getting to the postseason, but winning it 3 times out of 5 years.
And they went forever without winning one. They had never won one in San Francisco, and then all of a sudden, 3 in 5 years. Fans become spoiled.
Evens up at 2-2 to Brandon Crawford with 2 down here in the 6th inning. Surrounded the plate but missed.
Adam Wainwright again. Questioning. Call by Chad Fairchild. Wanted this pitch. I mean, I guess it's low. It can't be low. If you're going on the strike zone, it can't be low.
In the air to center. Harrison Bader over towards left center. Backpedals a step or 2 and takes care of out number 3. 5.5 done with the Cardinals on top 2-1. MasterCard. Bottom of the 6th inning back in St. Louis with the Cardinals holding on to a 2-1 advantage as they come to bat in the bottom of the 6th. Jose Martinez, Paul DeJong, and Marcell Ozuna face Derick Rodriguez. To center field. Blanco going back onto the track to make the catch for out number 1. Another ball that Cardinals thought they had barreled up. Martinez flies out to deep right center, but that ball died too. 1 down.
I think Martinez, he definitely thought he hit a home run. He had a little more of a reaction than Adam Wainwright did, but anytime you hit a ball and you do this, it's a bad feeling. He was going into his trot, and instead he's turning around going back to the dugout.
1 down on the 6th, and Paul DeJong coming up. We talked to Bruce Bochy before the game about Derick Rodriguez, and just a young guy who's here, changes positions from an outfielder to a pitcher, and mature beyond his years. But Bruce Bochy really said that it was him being around his Hall of Fame dad and being in baseball really in his mindset his entire life. I mean, he's here for the first time, but not really. I mean, he knew what to expect, and his dad helped out a lot.
Can't hurt, right? Have a Hall of Fame father. Definitely can't hurt, and to have a Hall of Fame catcher for a father when you become a pitcher helps you with your mentality, helps you with your pitch calling, your pitch decision, what to look for. And since he's been a Giant, he's been outstanding.
Just what to expect from the major league level, from the ballparks to the clubhouse to he was around it all as a kid.
Absolutely, and it can work both ways though. I know I have an 11-year-old son, and he goes to the games and he goes to his games, and people think they're getting me out instead of getting him out. So it can definitely work both ways.
To third, Longoria slides to his left and takes care of DeJong. 2 down. Some great shots with him and his dad over the course of Ivan Rodriguez's career. There for some championship years in 03, championship with the Marlins. Now pitching himself in the majors, letting the hair go.
Well, 15 years ago when the Marlins won, he wasn't able to grow hair like that, but now that he can, go for it, young man.
Ozuna to right field has Hunter Pence in a few. Coming some more. Sunglasses on, takes care of out number 3. It's a 7-pitch inning. To the 7th we go, 2-1 Cardinals. Generation chases October's crown. Major League Baseball postseason begins October 2nd. Go to MLB.com/postseason for the full schedule. 7th inning, and the Cardinals trying to punch their ticket to the postseason. Won last night in Game 1, have a lead here in Game 2. The series against the Giants, Hunter Pence leads it off.
Adam Wainwright back out there into the 7th.
91 pitches deep. He has only gone 7 innings once this year. Bullpen is busy as Hudson up, a right-hander for the Cardinals.
Mike Shildt, I think, will play it hitter to hitter here. He definitely doesn't want Adam Wainwright to get the loss. So if someone gets on base, I fully expect Dakota Hudson to be coming in right behind him.
Chop foul, 2-2. Pence is 0 for 2 today. He's flied out to the warning track in center and struck out.
So last at bat, he set him up. Adam Wainwright set Pence up with curveball, 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 and then blew a fastball by him. He just set him up with another curveball that Pence was way out in front of, and he's going to try and sneak a fastball here by him again.
Lines one down the right field line, foul. In protect mode there. Wainwright has allowed 4 hits and only the 1 run through the first 6 innings.
Yankees Red Sox next week, Don. We'll be there.
Saturday afternoon from Fenway.
Your triumphant return.
2-2 is line to right. And that's in for a base hit as Martinez will get it back in. It's a leadoff single for Hunter Pence. Starts the 7th inning. You're headed to Chicago tomorrow, right? Be part of the Hawk Harrelson festivities.
I am going to be there. Hawk Harrelson, last game as a White Sox broadcaster. It's going to be a sad, sad day. A lot of tears. There's going to be a lot of tears flowing tomorrow in Guaranteed Rate Field in the south side of Chicago. Hawk leaving the booth.
Pence at first and Chris Shaw standing in. He is fly to right and struck out. Chopped wide of first. You were on the White Sox. Do you have any idea as to how much Hawk had your back?
Yes, I did. You know why? Because I grew up with his kids. And he lives down the street from me.
Okay.
So I've known Hawk long before I played baseball in high school. And his son Casey is a good friend of mine. His daughter Krista was roommates with my wife in college.
Wow.
So I've known Hawk, and I went to high school with both of them. So I've known Hawk for a long, long time.
Quite the connection.
Yeah.
Small world.
Should be in the Hall of Fame. Should be
I agree.
in the Hall of Fame as an announcer.
Check on first and Pence diving back.
Nice catch by Matt Carpenter on the 32-mile-an-hour changeup that Waino just threw him over there. Even big leaguers can't catch 30-mile-an-hour throws. Watch. Oops.
Going over again, a little harder this time.
We wanted to make sure that it stuck in Carpenter's glove this time.
Giants have the tying run at first with nobody out here in the 7th. And Shaw drives one to left center field. Bader heading back onto the dirt of the track for out number 1. Heading back to first is Pence. Thought that was going to fall. He was a good ways towards second base, but it's caught out there for out number 1.
We've seen it many times today. The ball's not carrying here at Busch Stadium, and another one. Harrison Bader runs down in left center field for the Cardinals, but nice base running by Hunter Pence. Get as far as you can and make it back easily, and he does a great job of doing that.
Not sure what Molina is talking to Chad Fairchild about, the home plate umpire, but an extended conversation, and now back into his crouch with 1 out and Pence at first. Those two chatted it up. It looks like Molina may still be talking to him. Not sure.
Yeah, maybe they're just discussing dinner plans here in St. Louis tonight.
Doubt it. In the air down the left field line. Coming is Ozuna. That's going to fall and fall fair. Ozuna picks it up and fires to third. It'll be late and it gets away. And now to second base goes Hansen. So the bad read from Ozuna from the beginning and then the bad throw back into the infield. And now the Giants have 2 in scoring position with 1 down. Ball was in the air for a long time.
Just a jam shot from Hansen. Ozuna doesn't get the best read on it. He comes in and does the best he can. He actually held him to a single by picking it up barehanded, but then the throw to third, which is ill-advised. Ball's got to go to second base, keep the double play in order. Can't make this mistake and allow the back runner to get to second base.
So it's a base hit for Hansen. The throwing error allows Hansen to take second base. With Aramis Garcia standing in. This would be pitch number 100 coming up for Adam Wainwright. And a meeting at the mound. They're coming from everywhere to meet with Wainwright.
Team picture out there on the mound right now. Everyone's coming in. I'm just surprised Adam Wainwright is still in this game. I think Mike Schilt might be coming to get him, but you just don't want him to lose. He's pitched so great, so well. It's just tough to sit there and watch a guy that's pitched as well have the opportunity to get a loss in this game. Also, the pitchers on deck. That's might be a strategy meeting here. Derick Rodriguez on deck. They have Nick Hundley out there for him, but Derick Rodriguez has thrown barely any pitches, so it's more of a strategy meeting, I think. And Yadier Molina, if you look, is leading the meeting.
It's been a long meeting. First, the infield arrived, and Yadier, now Mike Maddox. Maddox did the majority of talking.
Now Matt Carpenter and Yachty and Waino are talking about maybe salsa. I don't know. I thought it was all talked out.
So there's Hundley, as we mentioned, waiting on deck for Rodriguez right now. He has thrown 72 pitches through the first 6. Not that deep into his pitch count today, but
National League rules, though. But the pitcher hitting, this is where being a pitcher in the National League is tough, because as well as he's pitched and as well as he's thrown, he might have to be lifted when he still has more left in the tank.
Did he go? No. We'll check with Roberto Ortiz.
Did he go? Just never. Flip of a coin sometimes as a hitter. You think Waino thought he went, Yachty thought he went, Garcia might have thought he went.
That time he did. And it evens at 1-1. Also got the bare hand of Yadier Molina.
Infield back here, Don, is interesting to me. That tells me the Cardinals think they can score more runs. It also tells me they don't want to give up the go-ahead run on a ball that normally would be caught with the infield back. Gives them more range. It gives them an opportunity to get the out.
Giants threatening here in the 7th with runners at second and third, 1 out. Ball 2. Most pitches thrown by Wainwright now. To shallow left center and falling fast. That's going to fall for a hit. From third comes Pence. Hansen is going to come around as a bobble out there as Costly throw to second base gets away. 2 runs in for the Giants. They jump on top 3-2. Just a flare by Garcia to left center field. He ends up at second. And the Giants end up with the lead.
Just an old duck snort into the triangle out there. No one can get to it. Hansen, great read at second, scores easily. Knows it's fallen. Bader coming up, thinking he has an opportunity to throw him out. He had no chance. Leads to another problem with allowing Garcia to get into second scoring position and keeps Derick Rodriguez in the game.
Second error of the inning for the Cardinals. This one to the center fielder. And here's a base hit into left field. Off the bat of Rodriguez, the pitcher. And taking third is Garcia. First and third now for the Giants. That'll bring out Schilt now. It looks like he's got a double switch in mind as he heads towards the plate. Now Wainwright giving up 2 runs in the inning and some bad defense in the inning for the Cardinals. 2 errors committed. Schilt will make the change. That's a day for Wainwright. He gets up over 100 pitches, 104 to be exact today. What works out to be 6 1/3 innings. So a double switch coming up for the Cardinals. This Cardinals crowd will let Wainwright know what they think of him as he heads off. He battled today, but he'll depart. Trailing in this game 3-2. Giants have taken a 3-2 lead. They're looking for more. With only 1 out here in the 7th inning, they've scored twice, have runners at first and third in the top of the order. Gregor Blanco bats here for the 4th time, facing Dakota Hudson, who comes into the game now for St. Louis. Adam Wainwright's day is over. He departs responsible for the men on. Bunt showing, pulls it back, and it's 1-1.
Hudson, a hard throwing rookie for these Cardinals. They've got a bunch of them. Control, a little bit of an issue for the kid, but when he throws it over the plate, he is tough.
As part of the double switch, Tyler O'Neill has taken over in right field. On the ground towards short. DeYoung will go to second for 1. Late transfer from the glove to the hand, and it's costly. From third, Garcia will score, and the Giants take a 4-2 lead. A little trouble getting it out of the glove there on the double play bid.
Tough double play to turn. The infield's kind of halfway. Blanco runs well to his backhand. Munoz does all he can, but just too much speed from Gregor Blanco. And an insurance run for the Giants. And the numbers when they score 4 or more, there's their 4th run.
So on top now, 4-2. Errors have been costly in this inning behind Wainwright. An error for Ozuna, an error for Bader. Throws back into the infield. He took a 2-1 lead into this inning, and now it's 4-2. Derick Rodriguez batted for himself, so still in this game. Now with a 2-run lead. 2 down for Joe Panik. Panik has singled to right, singled to center, and grounded out to first. In his first game ever at first base, getting a start there today. Panik left side. Off the glove of Jerko, and reaching at first base will be Panik. So Jerko cut that off with DeYoung right in behind him, the shortstop. I think he got a glove on it. And the inning continues for the Giants. So some balls not hit hard, but well placed as it turns out in this inning.
The Giants have done everything right. That ball hits the lip and takes off on Jerko. He thought he had it fairly routine, but you watch this ball, it hits the lip of the grass and top spins past him off his glove. That's a really tough play. But just more good placement here by the Giants in this inning.
They charged Jerko on the error. He didn't make contact with it.
It's a tough error right there.
And that's the 3rd error of the inning for the Cardinals defensively.
And this was the thing that hurt the Cardinals before, their defense. And ever since they made the move of Bader in center field and Martinez in right, their defense has vastly improved, and this inning has kind of come up and bit them.
Two on with 2 down, and Evan Longoria lifts a fly ball to short right. It has Munoz, the second baseman, ducking back for out number 3, but the damage is done. 3 runs in the inning for the Giants, who take a 4-2 lead. By IBM, let's put smart to work. And by Budweiser, take some out to the ball game. Back in St. Louis, where the Giants have just taken a 4-2 lead over the Cardinals. Cardinals who had a 2-1 lead into the top of the 7th, but a 3-run inning for the Giants. 3 errors committed in that inning by the Cardinals defensively. Now Derick Rodriguez back out there.
He went from being pinch hit for possibly to getting a hit and 2-run lead. One of the interesting decisions that last inning is they had the 8-hole hitter Derick Rodriguez on deck. The Cardinals decided to pitch to Garcia instead of walking him. Could have got Rodriguez out of the game. Got into the bullpen, which has kind of been a weakness for the Giants all year. Instead, Rodriguez is still out there pitching, and with a low pitch count, he's right there to go another couple innings.
Tired 11 in a row and dealing with Jed Jerko. He's falling behind him. And he walks him on 4 pitches. Pretty much the last thing one to do there. After just grabbing a lead, walks the leadoff hitter here in the 7th inning. Look at the breakdown on the day. Pitch count for Derick Rodriguez.
Very efficient. Very, very efficient. 76 pitches here through 6+. 4-pitch walk, leadoff walk's never good, but you know he had to run the bases. So sometimes those pitchers, they have to get out there and run the bases, and it doesn't give them their normal routine of going back in, sitting down, and relaxing.
Now that walk to Jerko is the first walk for either side. Yadier Molina will take a strike. J.P. Morosi, Derick Rodriguez coming in. We talked about how easy it's been for him to make the transition here. It wasn't easy getting here, though.
Yeah, a .217 batting average for him in the minor leagues before the Twins moved him to the mound.
Here's a drive to deep left field. It's going to tie this game. Yadier Molina hits a 2-run shot off Rodriguez. One swing of the bat, tied at 4. Home run number 19 for Molina. A big one, ties it up at 4.
We talked about the leadoff walk, how they come back and get you. First walk of the game by either team. Yadier Molina gets a pitch he likes, hammers it.
Walk and the blast, and it is tied up. Here comes Bruce Bochy after the 2-run home run by Molina. He's had Sam Dyson warming in the pen earlier. Right now, a conversation. Now he'll make the move. So a pitching change here with nobody out of the 7th as Rodriguez gives up the 2-run shot to Yadier Molina. This game is now tied 4-4. The pitching change from St. Louis. runners on this season. And it's Yadier Molina.
Hanging curveball. Yadi knew it right away. He got it. We haven't seen the ball carry that much, but Yadi knew it right away. And a future Hall of Fame catcher hitting one off a guy with a dad who's in the Hall of Fame as a catcher. Impressive by Yadier Molina right when the Cardinals needed it.
So it's tied at 4, and Harrison Bader standing in against Sam Dyson, the new pitcher now for the Giants. Rushes it back as Bader twists out of the box.
Dyson, former closer, come to San Francisco after being with Texas. Sinker ball, big heavy sinker ball guy. Needs to keep the ball down to be effective.
Team leading 71st appearance.
So Don, Harrison Bader, the hitter, obviously in the big leagues playing center field for the Cardinals. Coming out of high school, he was going to walk on to the University of Maryland. The third base coach for the University of Florida goes to a home run hitting contest and sees this kid. Calls Kevin O'Sullivan, the head coach of Florida, and says, hey, where's this kid? Have we ever heard of this kid? O'Sullivan says, no, let's check into him. They find out he didn't sign a letter of intent because he was going to be a walk-on. Kevin O'Sullivan called him the next day, said, hey, we want you to come to Florida, be a player for us. They offered him a scholarship. He signed. Instead of going to Maryland, went to Florida, went on to be a third-round pick out of Florida, and now here he is. So you never know who's watching or where they're watching.
That's the thing. I mean, were you thinking about the scouts who were looking at you? I mean, do you think
No.
early on?
No, but he was basically off the radar. Maryland, not that anything against the University of Maryland, but I think Florida baseball is a little bit higher of a track record than Maryland. He was going to walk on because he had no offers. Craig Bell sees him. They offer him the next day. He comes there and plays 3 years at Florida and now is in the big leagues.
And has taken over the center field job here for the Cardinals. Full count. Nobody out here in the 7th.
This guy's got some energy, too. I mean, he brings an energy every day that the Cardinals are sorely lacking. Just the way he goes about it, the confidence. Something every team needs, a guy like that.
They shift on him on the left side of the infield. Payoff pitch coming from Sam Dyson. Slowly rolled down the third baseline. Dyson plants and throws in time. Nice play as Dyson did not panic. One down here in the 7th.
I see what you did there, Don.
No pun intended.
Dyson to panic, didn't panic.
Is that Austin Slater's glove? Tough to tell.
First game at first base ever. He probably didn't come prepared, so what does he do? He asked his teammate and said, hey, Austin Slater, can I borrow your glove? Guess what?
It is.
Guess what? I'm starting at first today. I've never played there in my life. Go get him.
One down in the 7th inning. Jairo Munoz. Pulls it back to take strike one from Dyson.
That happens more than you would think. Guys switching gloves, trading gloves, especially guys that move around a lot. They find a glove they like and they're practicing with it. It might not be theirs because they don't have one broken in for that position. And when you play a lot of positions, you just get one you like. And sometimes it has the wrong name on it. Guys will use other guys' bats if they get a hit with them, and then they break them and guys get mad.
I was going to say, how readily do you give up your glove?
I never did because no one wanted to use mine. But other guys I saw, it wouldn't be their game glove, but it might be their second glove. Usually you have more than one glove ready. It would be their second glove. And guys use it in practice, taking infield or taking grounders during batting practice. And man, this feels comfortable. Can I have this? And guys are reluctant, but they usually give it up.
In the switching of bats, how often does that happen?
That happens a lot. Some guy gets hot, someone wants to use their bat.
Off the end of the bat, out to second base, and Hansen gathers and throws, 2 down. Dyson has retired the first 2 he's faced, both ground ball outs. This will be the first plate appearance for Tyler O'Neill. Took over as part of the double switch in right field. Eight homers, 21 runs batted in for O'Neill. He bats with 2 outs and the base is empty here in the Cardinals' 7th inning. Sun shining brightly now. Played a lot of this game under a cloud cover in St. Louis. Not now.
As soon as Yadier Molina hit that home run, it was like the clouds disappeared and sunshine started shining on Busch Stadium. It always seems to shine on the Cardinals, doesn't it?
It does here. Big 2-run shot ties this game 4-4. To right field, where Hunter Pence runs in on a slant towards the line for out number 3, but a 2-run home run for Yadier Molina. His 19th home run of the year is tied at 4. Eighth inning, and Brandon Crawford to lead it off. Swinging to the first pitch, sends a 2-hopper out to Munoz. It's out number 1 of the 8th. Crawford retired for the 4th time today. Dakota Hudson back out on the mound to get the final 2 outs of the 7th as the first out of the 8th. They've made a scoring change as part of that 3-run 7th inning in what was initially a 3-error inning. They've given a base hit to Joe Panik, taking the error away from the third baseman Jed Jerko. So that makes that run earned, unfortunately, for Wainwright. He's charged with 4 in 6 1/3, but won't be part of the decision today. As it is tied up, and Hunter Pence takes strike 1.
Well, that's the right call by the official scorer.
Yeah.
That definitely was a base hit. Jerko didn't touch the ball. Took a funny hop off the lip. So Panik's happy. Wainwright not so much.
Pence caught by Carpenter. Looked like it may fall initially, but Carpenter ducks back quickly astride on the outfield grass. 2 down in the 8th.
Pence gets blown up on this ball inside, just jams him, runs in off the label. tries to throw it over Carpenter's head at first base, but being the athlete that Matt Carpenter is, he easily turns around and makes the play.
2 down in the 8th, and it brings up Chris Shaw. Quiet day today at the plate. He's flied out twice and struck out.
And Shaw's a guy that Giants are counting on not only this year but down the road there. Boach was telling us before the game that, heck, without McCutchen being traded and some of the other injuries, he probably wouldn't be here right now, but he's here and he's thrown out there and learning on the job at the major league level.
I asked about some of the young guys, and he pointed to Aramis Garcia, who's catching today. Chris Shaw is starting in left field here ahead of schedule. Not likely to be here to begin next year, but here they are now because of all the injuries.
Garcia's done a nice job for him behind the plate, not only swinging the bat, but defensively. Anytime you come up in an organization with a guy like Buster Posey, who's unfortunately hurt right now, you're past a little bit blocked. It's like coming up with the Cardinals and having Yadi Molina behind the plate. You know you're playing almost for 29 other teams because you're not sure you're ever going to get a shot with the team you're on.
You get a feel for how much Posey will catch in the future for the Giants after coming back from the hip surgery that's pretty major.
Well, not according to Bochy. Bruce Bochy gave us nothing. He said this year even his workload was down because of the hip. Well, if the hip comes back 100%, you really want to throw him out there for 115, 120 games? That kind of the norm now as a catcher, other than Yadi Molina and Sal Perez in Kansas City, is you got a guy that goes about 100 games and a guy that goes about 62. You almost split it evenly, and depending on right, left, whatever it is, however managers decide it, but 120, 130 guy a game catching a year is long gone.
Posey, of course, sees time at first base when not doing the catching. And gone for the year. One of the many injuries that the Giants have had. Not only the injuries, but as Bruce Bochy pointed out, these are not 10-day DLs. These are extended stays on the disabled list, like for the year.
And those are the ones that are hard to recover from. Any organization that loses the amount and the caliber of players that the Giants have lost this year, it's almost impossible to recover from. I don't care how big your payroll is or how much depth you have.
Cueto, Tommy John.
Samardzij's shoulder, missed almost the whole year. Cueto's missed a ton of time. Tommy John, Posey with the hip surgery. And that ball, unfortunately, hit a fan.
Full count to Chris Shaw with 2 down and the base is empty here in the 8th inning. Crawford grounded out, Pence popped out. Now Shaw with a full count. Tried the fastball away at 97 and missed away. It's a 2-out walk for Shaw. The stage is set, the lights are on as baseball's next generation chases October's crown. Major League Baseball postseason begins October 2nd. Go to MLB.com/postseason for the full schedule. 2 down, Shaw at first. A pinch runner at first in Gorkis Hernandez. Likely stay in the game and take over in left field for Chris Shaw. Strike 1 to Alan Hansen. Singled his last time up, came around to score the 3rd Giants run of the day.
We've talked about a lot of the young guys for the Giants being bright spots. Alan Hansen's been a good story for these. He came up with the Pirates, was kind of a big prospect, never really panned out, came over here and's had a nice year for himself. Reestablished his career on the big league level.
Skies one to center where Bader battles the sun. It takes care of out number 3. We head to the bottom of the 8th inning. Matt Carpenter will lead it off in a tie game from St. Louis. time for the Swiffer powerful cleanup hitter. And hard to do it much better than Christian Yelich has done it since the All-Star break, hitting at .358, 20 home runs, 50 RBIs, and a .725 slugging. That's all first, and you may be looking at the NL MVP.
Is that who you like, Don?
That's who I think I'm going with, yeah.
Him or Baez, probably, huh?
Yeah,
Javi
it's
Baez
those two,
for the
I would
Cubs.
say. It's down to those two.
Cool moment for Christian Yelich. Baker Mayfield wore his jersey in the other day for the Browns, who won for their first game in 600 days or so.
Changes, Gregor Blanco in left field, moving from center to left. Gorky Hernandez, who pinch ran for Shaw, takes over in center. He's checking out the sun situation, which is now a factor out there. Did no sun through the better part of 6 innings, but this game's getting late and the sun is out. Tony Watson comes in, third arm used today by Bruce Bochy. Watson, a guy who's not had a good second half, posted a 2.08 earned run average prior to the break, 4.12 cents. Part of a bullpen that has not had a good season for the Giants.
One of many problems the Giants have had, along with injuries, has been the bullpen. Some guys have been put in different situations, so doing the best they can.
That's strike 2-1 to Matt Carpenter. Leads it off in the 8th. The pitcher spot is due next, and Greg Garcia has come out on deck for the Cardinals.
Interesting, a lefty's out there. They have Garcia on deck. Interesting.
They're in a shift on the right side on Carpenter as he looks at strike 2. He's not been enamored with Chad Fairchild's strike zone today.
To say the least.
2 strikes. They switch up the shift with now Longoria, the third baseman, going over to the right side. Only Crawford on the left side.
Typical Matt Carpenter at bat here. Ball's behind in the count and works his way back to full. It's amazing how many times this guy finds himself in a full count, especially in big situations.
Saw Carlos Martinez warming in the pen. Carpenter leading it off here in the bottom of the 8th, waiting on a payoff pitch. Strike 3 call. He knew it and takes with him the first strikeout for Tony Watson. 1 down. What's on the line here for the Cardinals coming into today's action? They've gotten one of the wild card spots as we stand at 85 and 69, but in the Central, 4.5 games back of the Chicago Cubs. Patrick Wisdom is going to pinch in instead. So they had Garcia out there, but they switch it up to Wisdom with 1 down.
I don't think someone like Bruce Bochy is going to fall for that trick. Let's put the lefty out there. Maybe they'll try something different, but I don't think Greg Garcia was going to hit unless he needed to get a bunt out.
Yeah, maybe that was the thinking. Wait and see if Carpenter gets on. He did not. Struck out for the first out of the 8th inning. Watson taking over for Dyson when an inning retired everybody that he faced in relief of Derick Rodriguez. Rodriguez charged with all 4 runs, the starter today for San Francisco. 6 + 7 hits, 4 runs. Walked 1, struck out 2. Dyson an inning, and now Tony Watson has 1 out in the 8th. Did he go? No. We checked with Roberto Ortiz.
Roberto Ortiz has been consistent saying no. Every time they checked to him, he said no. So
Hasn't said yes yet. Falls behind 3-1. Paul DeYoung on deck, one down here in the Cardinals' 8th inning in a tie game. That's a strike and a full count now. Payne on the outside corner at 94.
Good pitch, 3-1 to get back into the count. Wisdom looking up there, looking to do some damage. Gets to a 3-1 count, hitter's count. Can't do anything with a perfect pitch on the outside corner.
Ray Black up in the pen now for the Giants. Payoff pitch again to Wisdom. And it's strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Tony Watson, both looking 2 down.
Both strikeouts from Tony Watson looking. First, Matt Carpenter. Just a really good pitch. Carpenter expecting the walk. Knows it right away. And this pitch is filthy. Just comes all the way across the plate, and Wisdom just cannot pull the trigger. So good job by Tony Watson to get 2 strikeouts to start the 8th inning.
2 down in the 8th, and Paul DeYoung. Young with a double back in the 1st inning and an RBI single in the 3rd. Before grounding out in the 6th, the 2-for-3 day for the 3-hitter in the Cardinals order. In the air to left field. Blanco coming in. Makes the catch. It ends a 1-2-3 8th inning for Tony Watson. To the 9th we go, tied at 4. Verizon, now go mix and match family unlimited plans. And by Chevy. Chevy has earned J.D. Power Dependability Awards across cars, trucks, and SUVs. Back in St. Louis in a tie game, top of the 9th inning. The closer in here for the Cardinals at home in a tie game, Carlos Martinez.
Closer, former all-star starter, pitched originally in the bullpen when he came up, loves pitching the big moment.
And Garcia starts the 9th inning with a base hit to center field. He is 4 for 4 in this game. So the youngster singles to begin the 9th inning. Looks like going to have a pinch runner at first base for him. Chase Darno is going to pinch run. Well-traveled Chase Darno.
Former teammate of mine in Atlanta, Chase Darno. He's
been everywhere.
He's been a lot of places. He's had a nice career kind of as a utility guy. His brother Travis is on the Mets.
Kelby Tomlinson pinch hitting. 213 hitter, no homers, 10 runs batted in. He's off the bench here. Lead runner on in the 9th inning for the Giants. Jerko in on the grass at third, anticipating the bunt, and sling it over to first is Carlos Martinez. Seems like Martinez really enjoys this role here as a closer. I know it's not a safe situation today, but this is a role that he relishes.
He loves the big moment. He loves being out there with the game on the line. And as a starter, you don't get that opportunity as often as you do as the closer.
Tomlinson lets it pass and takes it for ball 1. Good size lead for Darno at first, and there's the bunt. It is Martinez to at first and fires to first for the out. Sacrifice complete. 1-3 on the sacrifice. It's Darno into scoring position here for the Giants in the 9th. Flips over the order, and coming up here is Gregor Blanco.
You had Chase Darno in San Diego
Last year.
Was he still in the band?
He still had his band going, yeah.
He used to play gigs in Atlanta after games. Chase Darno band. I think they broke up though.
Were they any good?
I don't know. I never listened to him. His locker was next to mine in Atlanta, and he'd come in every day playing the guitar. And at one point, I finally told him, I go, look, Chase, you need to focus more on baseball and less on music. And talking to him before the game, he said, yeah, I realized that last year when I was kind of up and down, and this year he's had a nice year for the Giants. The Giants really like him. By focusing more, imagine that, on baseball.
It was Atlanta, Boston, and San Diego last year. Spent a lot of the year at AAA, as it turned out, in El Paso. Broken bat on the foul ball.
He said to me before the game, I realize baseball is my job, and it's really hard when you don't focus 100% on that. And Ron Wotus, the third base coach for the Giants, was telling me, yeah, he's done a nice job of being focused, working hard, and not focusing on music as much.
Less guitar?
Less guitar, more ball, more bat.
Well, he's at second base with one down here in the 9th inning. Blanco shoots it foul again, is down 0-2. Started this game in center, has since shifted to left field defensively. Looking at the Cardinals closer in here in a tie game at home. Trying to work his way around a leadoff single. On the ground, softly hit towards second. Munoz races in and flips just in time. Taking third is Darno. That was a bang-bang play at first, as it turned out, not hit hard. Blanco's out number 2.
Nice play. by Munoz, charging hard. Blanco gets absolutely blown up, jammed on this ball. See the underhand flip. Carpenter with the nice stretch. Got him easily, but that play is really hard to make. Look how far he has to come. All the way in the outfield grass. Martinez hits the deck. Munoz hits the deck. Nice play.
Go ahead run 90 feet away now for the Giants with 2 outs here in the 9th. Joe Panik, who's already had a good day, 2 hits and an RBI. A little bit high for ball 1. Two and 0. So they've gone high, they've gone low, both for balls here. 2 and 0.
This will be an off-speed pitch here, I think. Yachty knows he's had a nice day. Longoria, right-handed hitter on deck. I know he's Evan Longoria, but with Martinez a sinker, this should be a changeup.
Fastball, ball 3.
Instead, Yachty proves me wrong. Now he just wants to walk him. He's telling Mike Schill, let's just walk him.
And they will. So the intentional walk here with 2 down. It's time now for our Budweiser game summary. Garcia with his first career 4-hit game. Well, Yadier Molina tied this game. It was 4-2 Giants with a 2-run home run in the 7th inning. So the pitcher's lines, neither part of today's decision, with Rodriguez going 6 and Wainwright going 6 1/3. Evan Longoria will lift a fly ball to shallow left center field. Young out, Bader in, and it's Bader who makes the catch. It sends us to the bottom of the 9th inning. This game is tied 4-4. Ozuna, Jerko, Molina. Inning. Entirely new battery now as Ramos Garcia was pinch run for. Nick Hundley takes over behind the plate. And Ray Black is a new pitcher now for the Giants. It was 23rd game. ERA over 5. 9 walks, 29 Ks for Black. Takes over for Tony Watson, who went an inning, struck out 2, working the 8th. So far the pen He's not allowed a hit since coming in. Dyson an inning. Watson an inning. Now Ray Black. Face Marcelo Zuna, who leads it off for the Cardinals here in the bottom of the ninth. Guy who's got 22 home runs on the year. It's a fly ball to left field. Blanco over. Staggers but makes the catch for out number 1 of the ninth inning. One out for Jed Jerko. Singled in the second, grounded out short in the fourth, walked and scored in the seventh. Here he is with 1 out, bases empty in the ninth. Swinging for the fences, but down 0-1.
Jerko dead red first pitch fastball hitter, and what does Hundley and Black do? First pitch slider. That's where you get those wild swings like that.
Down 0-2 in a blink of an eye. Jerko now, Molina next. With 1 out in the ninth. Reaches out and pokes a 1-hopper to Hansen at second base. 2 down. Well, Molina coming up here with 2 outs. It's time now for the dynamic play of the game presented by Hankook Tire. And it's this 2-run home run by Molina in the bottom of the 7th inning, which tied the game. 4-2 Giants until that 2-run home run tied the game. Here we are, 2 outs in the 9th inning. Molina coming up again.
Chance to be a hero again for Yadier Molina in St. Louis. Got a nice curtain call after his last at bat and home run. If he does it again here, this place will go crazy.
Fouls it back for strike 1. He also now has taken over the Molina home run family lead. With 145 home runs, he had been tied with his brother Benji at 144, and that tie was broken with that 2-run home run in the 7th. And there is Benji broadcasting.
Oh, Benji, don't put those arms up, Benji. You lost the home run battle. Benji does Spanish broadcast here for the Cardinals. Great guy. One of my all-time favorite guys playing against, Benji Molina. Always had a smile.
I had the chance to call a cycle that he hit for at Fenway Park.
No chance. I still can't believe he got a triple.
A triple to complete it. Into the triangle at Fenway. It had to go a long way, but he did it. He made it.
JP Morosi, our colleague, did 2 innings, they said, last night in Spanish with those guys.
JP, a talented guy. That's going to miss, and it's 1-2.
We didn't even get to put Jose Molina, the third Molina catching brother, up there.
Jose had 39 home runs in his career. Topped foul outside of third. Mike Schilt here, able to win last night's game. Tied in the 9th inning with 2 outs here today. Trying to get a step closer to the postseason. Molina swings and misses. Bat goes out towards short. And we go to bonus baseball from St. Louis. Tied up at 4 to the 10th we go. $25.99. Watch every out-of-market regular season game, plus get a free subscription to MLB At-Bat Premium. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv to take advantage of this limited time offer. Back in St. Louis in a tie game to the 10th inning, and Brandon Crawford leads it off. Second inning of relief for the Cardinals closer, Carlos Martinez. And it's strike one to Brandon Crawford. He's got a quiet day at the plate, 0 for 4. Hunter Pence, Gorkys Hernandez will be along after. Giants had a promising start to the top of the 9th inning on a single by Garcia. Be run for by d'Arnaud, and d'Arnaud was left at third as Martinez get out of the jam.
One of the advantages of your closer being a starter earlier this year, go multiple innings for you if you need them.
Crawford waves at that, strikes out for out number 1 of the 10th inning. Well, the first strikeout for Martinez since coming into his second inning of relief. Brings up Hunter Pence. Slide to center, struck out, single, and popped out. May have gone. They check. Yeah, he did.
Roberto Ortiz finally said yes instead of no.
First time. A career as a reliever at one point. 2013 through 2017, total of 72 games, 3.89 ERA, but this year 2.03 as this one fouled off again.
He was a weapon for us in 2014 when I played for St. Louis. He was our 8th inning guy, come in big situations. He was a true weapon, and he enjoyed those moments. But then he went on to become a starter, make the All-Star team. Now he's back closing.
Inside out swing and a foul off to the right.
Kind of out of necessity for the Cardinals. Bud Norris, who was closing for him, had some injury problems. They have all these young kids now in the rotation, and Flaherty and Gomber and John Gant. So they were like, Martinez came back and bam.
Old foul outside of third. Pence went all the way down, so he's got to come back. Closer for the Giants up, Will Smith.
Good hustle there by Hunter Pence, even though the ball was clearly foul. Just wanted to get a 90-foot sprint in.
Battling away, fouling off that 98-mile-an-hour fastball that was up. On the ground, off of Martinez, it kicks to foul ground, but reaching is Pence on the single, right back at Martinez, just threw that glove out. And it kicks off him to foul ground, third base way, and the Giants have a base runner with one down. They're going to check on him. The trainer and manager headed out. See where it got him.
Behind his back, tries to make a play. Wrist or thumb area, looks like they're checking. I think if he lets this go, though, he might be right at the second baseman. Second baseman gets this ball, I think, if Martinez doesn't hit it. It's one step to the second baseman's right, and probably an easy out, but you can never tell a pitcher or player not to try to get the ball. It's impossible for them to stop. It's just natural reaction to try and get the ball.
So 1 out, Pence at first base, and brings up Gorkys Hernandez. First plate appearance. 237, 15 homers, 39 runs batted in. It Pitch run for Chris Shaw earlier. Now into the game in center field defensively and batting for the first time with 1 out, 1 on. Hernandez, 0 home runs last year, 15 of them this year. And a grounder to first base. Carpenter bobbles it, and everybody's going to be safe, and he throws it away. Makes it worse, as now taking third is Pence. From bad to worse on the play at first.
Ouch. Never want to compound an error by trying to make a spectacular play. Sometimes it's better just to eat the ball and move on. Carpenter tried to make a play after originally booting the ball first and throws it away and puts a guy on third with less than 2 outs for the Giants. He gets his feet a little mixed up. He was thinking double play off the bat. Gets kind of caught in between what to do. Martinez does a nice job of covering, but Carpenter should have never thrown that ball. He knows that.
So not 1, but 2 errors. They took that error back earlier that they had given to Jerko. So it's 4 errors on the day for the Cardinals defense, which has not been pretty. First and third, 1 out. Alan Hansen. And again, the Giants have a runner 90 feet away here. As they did in the 9th, they do again here in the 10th. Scoring runs has been a problem for the Giants, though.
Infield halfway for the Cardinals. The shortstop's playing double play. The rest of the infield is in. Cut off Pence at the plate.
Two and 0.
They'll be very careful here with Hansen, left-handed hitter against Martinez. Nick Hundley on deck. Although first base isn't open, second base is open, so there is a place to put him if they want to be very careful here to Hansen, who has some speed, tough to double up.
Goes around, kind of changed his mind in the middle of the high fastball. 2-1. Martinez trying to pitch his way out of a jam here in the 10th. Pence at third. Hernandez across the diamond at first with 1 out. The Giants' 10th inning.
And right now the whole Rockies clubhouse is watching this game, rooting for their NL West rival, the Giants, to somehow score this run and hold on.
Ball 3. Good hitters count here for Alan Hansen. Full count now.
(3-2), runner on third, less than 2 outs. Go ahead run in the 10th inning. You just got a 3-1 changeup. You're Alan Hansen. What are you looking for here? Carlos Martinez is 98 in the tank, can throw it by you. Gotti wants backdoor slider here.
Hansen grounds one foul. We'll do it again.
The game has changed. Used to be 3-2 was almost automatic fastball count. Now, because of the numbers and everything that's happened, the pitchers being able to control their off speed almost better than their fastball, it's become a flip a coin pitch. Anything can be thrown at this point. Another backdoor slider, same pitch he just threw, trying to get the strikeout.
Hansen fouls it off again. Good battle right now between Alan Hansen of the Giants and Carlos Martinez of the Cardinals. 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Runner goes at first as Hansen swings and misses and strikes out. No throw. But that is out number 2. While we have a moment, let's go to Mike Hill in the studio for a game break. All right, thanks very much, Mike. Congratulations to Brian Snitker and the Atlanta Braves.
Absolutely, well deserved. They're just better than everybody else in the National League East. Coming into the year, everyone thought, hey, Washington's a team to beat. They never performed. Phillies were talking some smack at the beginning of the year. Didn't work out for Gabe Kapler and his team, but congratulations to the Braves. I was there with a lot of those guys, played for Brian Snitker. Well deserved for the Atlanta Braves organization.
Well, Nick Hundley, batting for the first time, took over defensively last inning. Comes up with runners at second and third, 2 down here in the top of the 10th inning. Carlos Martinez called Yadier Molina out to talk. They're going to put him on intentionally. The no throw kind. Down to first base goes Hundley to load the bases.
I just find it interesting. Yadier Molina, I think, is making these calls. I don't even think it's coming from Mike Schilt. I think he's just like, yeah, we talked about it. I'm putting him on.
Bases filled here with Giants. Austin Slater batting in the pitcher's spot. .257 with a home run, 23 runs batted in. Slater takes strike 1. Outfield set up straight away on Slater. Fouls it back down 0-2. Martinez operating at 98 miles an hour. Hence at third. Hernandez at second. Hundley at first. Cardinals fans to their feet. The stand is 1 at Busch Stadium. One and 2.
98. Back-to-back pitches. Wearing back. Closers all love coming in, ending innings, ending games with their fastball. Something about it. They don't like to trick guys. When they can throw 100 miles an hour, 98, they like to rear back and let it eat.
That's strike 3. Martinez phrases him. The Giants leave them loaded at the top of the 10th. To the bottom of the 10th we go. It's number 17 TCU taking on their in-state rival Texas, followed by number 18 Wisconsin battling Iowa in a Big Ten showdown, all on Fox and the Fox Sports app. Now it's on to the bottom of the 10th inning, and Mark Melanson on the mound now for the Giants. Signed to a $62 million contract by the Giants to be their closer. It's not worked out that way.
It has not. He's battled injuries since he's come to San Francisco. When this guy's on, he's tough. Cutters and curveballs.
Dramatic pose from Harrison Bader as he takes ball one.
Taken all the way, wanted that call and kind of acted his way into it.
Bullpen's been great for the Giants, have not allowed a hit in 3 innings of relief. Fly ball to right field. Pence going back to make the catch right in front of the track. Ball's not carrying today at all. 1 down.
Top of the 10th, runner on third, less than 2 outs. Carlos Martinez gets Alan Hansen. Changeup. It thrown him back-to-back breaking balls. Fooled him with the changeup to get a huge strikeout, and then the slider to Slater. Perfect pitch, perfect location, and great job by Yadi Molina to present it to Chad Fairchild. It's had a, to say the least, a wide strike zone, I think, today.
1 down for Munoz. 0 for 3 today. The 2 innings of relief for Carlos Martinez. Pitches the 9th and the 10th. Munoz down the right field line, foul. Dyson, Watson, and Black each went an inning. None of them allowed a hit or a run. 3 strikeouts between the 3. Now Melanson working here with 1 out in the 10th. Munoz, did he go? No. Check with Ortiz. First
No.
base umpire.
No. About 1 for 5. 4 no's and 1 yes. I don't think he went.
Oh,
It's close.
Makes contact. Could have been a double. 1 out here in the 10th.
Not according to Roberto Ortiz.
On the ground, foul. Still 2-2. Working towards the bottom of the order. Tyler O'Neill waiting on deck. Number 8 hitter Jairo Munoz batting here with 1 down in the 10th inning. The tie game. Munoz to center field. That'll be caught. Into the slide out there is Gorkys Hernandez to make the catch on the sinking liner. 2 down.
We showed the graphic earlier on Gorkys Hernandez. No home runs last year. He's always been known as a great elite defender out in the outfield. 15 homers this year. A nice step up offensively, but defensively, this guy can go get him. We saw that on that play.
11 in a row retired now by Giants pitching. 2 down in the 10th. Tyler O'Neill. His only plate appearance, flied out to right.
Nobody wanted to get that ball. The ball rolled over to the Giants dugout and took a couple minutes for someone to decide they wanted to touch the ball.
Melanson has the first 2 outs here, the 10th inning. Bader to fly to right. Munoz lined out to center. Jumps ahead 1-2.
Somebody better score a run quick, Don, because the shadows are about to creep over home plate here in another inning or two, and it's going to get real tough to see and to hit then.
They're creeping up on home plate right now. As the afternoon goes on, we're in the 10th. Backdrop very bright right now. Sunshine. Last 3 or 4 innings after cloud covered Busch Stadium for the better part of 7 innings. It's been a good one today from Busch Stadium. 2-2 pitch. In the air to left field for O'Neill. That ball is back, and that ball is gone. The Cardinals are going to walk it off. They win it 5-4 as Tyler O'Neill takes it out of the yard off Mark Melanson. And the Cardinals can celebrate. Step closer to the postseason. The shred is on. Big win for the Cardinals.
What a moment for. I'm sorry, I'm just laughing. He's loving it. He's got his shirt off. He's flexing on the camera. What a moment for O'Neill. Wow.
We'll get a look at this walk-off home run hit off Mark Melanson that ends this game.
Hanging curveball from Mark Melanson. O'Neill just barrels it, and this ball is crushed. Almost goes over the bleachers in left field. Knew it right away. Pointing at somebody in the dugout. What a feeling for a rookie. Boom. Melanson knew it, Hundley knew it, everyone knew it. The crowd knew it. And this ball lands way back. The celebration is on at Busch Stadium for the St. Louis Cardinals. One game closer to the postseason.
The Cardinals win it in 10, 5-4. In dramatic fashion as Martinez the winner 8-6, Melanson the loser 0-3. Coming up next, College Football Studio will join you after these messages.